Give me some of that long. Hard. Rock, what kind of show do you think this is?
It's a show about me, right?
Really? Classic rock, hard rock, and heavy metal from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Plus, stick around for Plug-In, where we support independent artists one song at a time. Take it like a man from a woman who knows music. It's time for RockGasms with Jenn.
And John.
Oh, whatever.
Really?
Yes, really.
Whatever.
Fine, you're such a baby. RockGasms Plug-In segment proudly supports all independent musicians one song at a time. Screamer Magazine and Arm the Pit are both heavy-hitting music industry promoters who champion for emerging artists on the rock scene and proudly co-sponsor Plug-In on RockGasms. So crank it up and get ready to watch these bands.
So how are you, dear?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm playing this for you, dear. And because I kind of look like Phil Collins these days. Well, sans the muscles and stuff. I thought you would enjoy that.
I am having a rockgasm, actually. I'm very much enjoying it.
Cool. I love those Def Leppard songs. One of my favorite songs by them.
Stage Fright. I recognize it.
Dude, it's just, that song is so cool. When we used to play that in the band, I was the one who wanted to do that one because Phil Collins just rips out a mean solo in that song.
I need a cold shower already. And
let me just tell you, I know how to turn the ladies on it.
You know how to win my heart, don't you? I'm just saying. You're listening to a special acoustic edition of Plug-In on RockGasms. I'm Jenn Mitchell, and I'm here with guitar virtuoso T.D. Clark. Now, see, he gets his hands on that guitar, and it's, that's kind of how he's been talking to me.
I get my hands on something, and I just like to get crazy.
I'm sure that any woman that you've been with loves to hear you say that, by the way. Sorry, you opened yourself up for that. But a few summers back, I had the pleasure of seeing TD open for Mike Tramp at the Penny Road Pub in Barrington, Illinois, where he electrified everyone in the crowd. And I was all, this guy is incredible. I have to go meet him. So I had a bit of a Wayne's World moment with you. So if you remember the scene from Wayne and Garth when they dropped to their knees in front of Aerosmith and they were like, we're not worthy, it was kind of like that, everybody. TD's been on the music scene.
Far too kind, young lady.
But it's true.
Too kind. But you know what? Tell me more. Tell me more.
I know. Well, see, I'm here to just stroke the ego. Ego, I say. E-G-O. You've been on the music scene for decades, and over time you've accomplished so much that if I had to list all of your accomplishments off right now, we would run out of time on the show, for real. So I think I'm going to let you give the highlights. TD, what's been going on in your world lately?
Well, let's see here. In the past, year, I did the Whiskey A Go-Go with Bumblefoot and Uli John Roth, and then we did The Guitar Gods Tour, I was chosen to be on the Guitar Gods Tour with Yngwie Malmsteen, Gary Hoey, and Bumblefoot again. I did a soundtrack to a movie called Blood and Water. It's going to come out on Netflix, hopefully by year's end. And then I was playing guitar for American Idol gold record recording artist Chris Medina, who has had a #1 record over in Europe. And we were playing here. We did House of Blues and a variety of shows. And then I was playing with Joe Taylor, who's an amazing artist from New York who came in. We did Hard Rock Cafe. And then...
Now, see, not to interrupt you, but see, everybody, that's what I'm talking about. He could go on and on and on and on. Look at what this guy has accomplished during his lifetime. It's completely impressive. I'm sure you've got more. I didn't mean to interrupt you. What are some other things?
It's all right. You know, I mean, seriously, it's been a long career, and I feel very, very fortunate. It's been very, very good. So.
Well, you know, it's obvious that you never sleep, obviously, to keep the schedule you're on. And
my 2 children make sure I never sleep, and then the career, just the icing on, you won't ever sleep, and then now we're going to just close the door, throw the key out, so yeah.
You know what, I was just going to say that. You're an incredible father, and it's very clear watching you on social media just how much love you have for your son and your daughter and how much they obviously love you. They must get a real kick out of knowing that you're a musician, and they think their dad is super cool, or they're like, oh God, Dad, put down the guitar.
Well, you know, it's pretty interesting. I've been doing a lot of shows at the Arcada Theater here in St. Charles, and it's a really upscale place. And when I do shows there, I actually bring the kids with. When I played with Malmsteen, they came out for that show, and they're hanging around. And my daughter is way into it. When we did the show, she actually is like, Daddy, I want to put on my rock outfit. My son, he's like, yeah, Dad, you're cool. Here's a kiss. I want to play Minecraft. So, not so much.
You mentioned Arcada Theater. See, I don't have to throw sound effects in. You're just my built-in maker today, and that's cool, too. The Les Paul's 100th anniversary celebration is going to be taking place on June 6th out in New York. Other artists that are performing at that event are going to be Neil Schon from Journey and Joe Bonamassa, Steve Miller, Joe Satriani, many other guitar legends. Now, on June 9th, out in St. Charles, Illinois at the Arcada Theater, I heard you have a really super cool performance coming up because you were asked to play at their version of the Les Paul's 100th anniversary celebration. So when you're asked to play at events like that carry so much weight and significance in the music industry, do you ever step back and go, I can't believe this is my life?
It's an honor. I have really taken stock, and I am a very fortunate individual. I mean, I've been able to do this, and honestly, so many cool things are going on, and they seem to continually go on, knock on wood.
Right.
And, you know, I think probably the #1 thing is my kids. I'm glad you brought them up on Nico. They are my heart, my soul. Everything I do is for them, and I've just been lucky, man. I've been very, very lucky, fortunate. And, you know, when people call you and say you want you to come play these shows with the best, and they just say nice things, you just feel like, you know what, I made the right career choice, and, you know, I feel pretty good about everything.
Something really cool music-wise, and you were talking about being lucky, or you just got the green light to give some breaking news regarding something involving Dee Snider, which most of us know him from Twisted Sister. Now, what is that news, TD? I almost called you Brian. I didn't do it. Kind of just did, though. Kind of just blew it.
That's all right. No worries. Well, a friend of mine, Damon Ranger, who has won Grammys for working on songs with Kanye West, he just won an Oscar for writing music for Life of Pi, that movie. Mm-hmm. And he's won Emmys for doing things. He's an awesome songwriter, and I did some session work for him a couple weeks ago on a really big project that I can't talk about. But I did some session work, and at that time, he told me he was working on a new record with Dee Snider. And he asked me if I'd contribute some guitar solos of some different things. So actually this week I'm going to work on it Thursday. I can't say where. They asked me not to say where, and I can't talk about any of the song names and stuff. But I can tell you there's some pretty cool songs, and there's some pretty cool stuff going on. And I was just happy to be a part of it. I mean,
well, you know what? John Bisaha, who's the lead vocalist of the Babies, co-hosts a lot of shows here with me now. And I always tease him when he can't be on the show or something comes up that he's in the James Brown Witness Protection Program. So we could just say that's where your recording's going to take place. And maybe TD is just your assigned undercover name, like John's is Sissy Sue. Anyways, that's where you're going to be recording. We'll just say it was at the James Brown Witness Protection Program home.
You know, I do a lot of session work here lately, and I think the biggest reason I do it is because when I go in there, like, I give the artist what they want for their song as opposed to bringing myself into their song. I work out what they want, and that's a big deal because a lot of players don't don't do that. And that takes how you have to think different, inside about playing as well as licks, as well as whatever else. And then I also have a...
You said licks. You said licks, and then you were playing Def Leppard for me earlier, and my mind's really trying to stay professional, but you're... See?
How's that?
Now, see, that's why.
Well, I kind of screwed up part of it, but anyway.
No. You know what? It was probably my visual. I'm sorry, planted it, but you are a bad influence. That's all I'm saying. If people want to learn more about this master that I've been talking to, TD Clark, get private lessons from him, whether they be on Skype or in person. Check out his extensive music catalog and more. You can visit his official website at tdclark.com. For people who want to see TD Clark performing at the Les Paul's 100th anniversary in Arcata Theater, those tickets will be on sale at oshows.com, and just the letter O and shows.com, which, O shows, O face. I mean, if you're going to play stuff like that, that's what's going to happen. I'm just saying. If you want to...
Yeah, and they're still putting that show together, so if you go to get your tickets and you don't see it up there just yet, I think he's still trying to finalize the lineup there. So, and keep peeled, too, to my Facebook. You can look up Brian TD Clark on Facebook.
Right, well, I wish you continued success with that, and something you're going to drop right now. It's not an F-bomb. It's nothing like that, people. Something even cooler. You're going to play us out with an acoustic song.
I'm going to do a song, hopefully here. It's normally on 12 string. I'm going to do it on 6-string here. It's called At the River's Edge for my first record. I've been doing some shred licks here for you live, but I figured I'd do something acoustic if that's all right. Can you hear me good?
I can hear you perfect, but I want to mention one more thing, because you do have a super fan, Debbie Gentry. Now, we dedicated a song to her last summer when you played live on the show, and I think I kind of want to repeat that. It's almost like a little tradition here. She is my 3rd grade teacher, she is my mentor, and she is a huge supporter and fan of your music. So, Debbie and everybody else listening, this one's for you.
And I'd also like to throw in while we're dedicating, I dedicated Debbie. Thank you so much. I'm going to dedicate it to my 2 kids, Anna and Nico. They are my loves. So, here you go.
TD Clark. Everyone, thank you so much, TD Clark, for being on RockGasms today.
My pleasure, as always, the lovely Jenn Mitchell. You are awesome. Thank you so much for promoting all of us, guys, because believe me, we need you, hon, and you really do a great service to all of us. Thank you very much for putting on such a great show all the time.
Oh, well, thank you so much for that.